Welcome back, guys. No crazy intro, anything like that. It's essentially going over some of the fundamentals, right, with shooting. So it's gonna be just a straight shooting video. We just got done with the match, and when I say got done with the match, I got hit in the head pretty gnarly before the match started, so I just RO'd. So either you won't see me anymore, or I'll go to the hospital. So we have Sam from Nerfing a GM fame. Beat me with the high point, Osama bin Laden's greatest ally. But, so Sam's coming on, he's gonna teach us some basic fundamentals. I'm not great enough to be an instructor. He is though. You recently shot your first nationals match and you took 5th place. So pretty much first time acting and you won an Oscar is how I see it. And then you started your own training company. So I'll let you introduce that training company in case they wanna find you, and then run us through what we're gonna be going over.
Right on. So yeah, the training company, it's called Who Shot Sam. You can go to whoshotsam.net. Right now I've got local classes set up, but I am willing to travel. So if you want to host me somewhere, feel free to reach out to me on there and we can get that set up. So what we're going to kind of go over today is going to be some of the basic fundamentals. We're going to go over grip, vision, and trigger control.
Okay.
Those are kind of how I like to think of like the basic fundamentals of shooting.
Yeah.
And so pretty simple setup. This is all gonna be stuff that you guys can do on your own. We'll kind of touch on how you can practice it in dry fire too. But we just got 3 targets back here and yeah.
Sick. Hold on. Hey, keep filming. Hey, Hunter. You're on camera.
I'm on camera?
Yeah, dude.
Wow, I'm so happy I didn't answer the phone with what I initially was going to say. Your voice ticked it off for me.
You trying to say I'm fake, Doug?
I'm not trying to say you're fake. I'm just saying,
Camera voice?
Yeah. When it's a hot line, you know what I mean? Because I was about to say, what up?
Yo, don't fucking trust that guy. But, all right.
Our target's down.
Hold on, let me staple it. I know what you're asking yourself. You said, hey, I don't have any grip. I got Bell's palsy. What can I do? Well, here's one thing you could do. You could go to Handle Grips and use code COX, save 25% off, and you can get premium sandpaper. Now, it's not gonna do anything for your Bell's palsy, but you're gonna save money by using it. Honestly, even if you don't use code COX, they might have deals on there. Use those. Well, we want to thank another sponsor, 4 Systems, for all you people who have deaf grandmas, deaf grandpas. Maybe they lost it in the line of duty at a fair or a shopping mall, or for me, when I watch Game of Thrones, I get really, really stressed out. So if you want something that'll tone down the noise just a little bit, go check out 4 Systems. Use code COX.
First thing we're gonna cover is how to staple targets. Charlie's not good at that either. So what I like to do is get a nice high grip on, yeah, okay, all right. I'll watch you do it and then I'll tweak it afterwards. Is that what we're going for here?
Put in work.
All right. A-class staple job.
A-class is best class, dude.
Okay, so next thing we're talking about is how to stake the targets. So
you have a rock? Oh, there you go.
So go ahead, hold it down a little farther.
There you go.
Okay, now sort of go back to like Charlie did not specify what he wanted to be taught in today, so there you go. That was good.
Thanks.
Good. Next time you'll do it better, but that one was all right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is grip. So this is like the baby steps of grip. So when we think about grip, the first thing that I want with grip is I want to be able to hold the gun still while I pull the trigger fast.
Okay.
That's simple, right? So this drill, you're gonna build your grip exactly how you want it. There's no time constrictions around that. Like get everything just right. Put your finger on the trigger, don't prep it, just touch the trigger. Like for Glocks, you can like touch the little like weird safety thing in there. Yeah. And then put your dot on the spot on the target, and then when you hear the beep, pull the trigger fast.
Okay, so, and with grip, so you hear sometimes, depending on who you ask or their level of knowledge, whatever it may be, because I've seen videos where dudes are like, I like thumbs forward, that way I can control the recoil on the edge of the slide, and my thumb is pointing at the bad guy, and I know. But
there's like,
I've heard it's right? Consistency. You want to be consistent no matter what. Even if your grip is different from mine, but you want to be consistent
100%.
in that pressure throughout your shooting.
Yeah, the pressure part, that's the big part. So like you don't want your hands to move around on the gun, obviously, right? And then you don't want the pressures to change at all. So whatever pressure you get off the draw, you want it to be the pressure that you want it to be, but that pressure shouldn't change. So you're not like loosening up your grip for the far shots. You'll see that sometimes, like people will loosen their grip on the far shots.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I'm slowing down, like it doesn't matter, you know. So your grip, like in terms of where you actually put your hands on the gun, will probably be different than mine, and mine will be different than somebody else's, and that doesn't mean that you're wrong.
Did you want to run it first?
Yeah, sure, I'll run it first. So like principle number 1, hold the gun still, pull the trigger fast, hit what you're aiming at.
Okay, how many rounds? We doing doubles?
Well, let's do 3. So this is just gonna be a 1-round drill. So the way you set it up is, this is a great like experimental drill. So if you're trying to figure out or you wanna work on your grip, you wanna figure out what like the proper grip's gonna feel like for you, do this one. Do this one in dry fire, because you can see the dot move in dry fire. Do this one in live fire and just sort of experiment. Like change the placement of your hands on the gun, change the amount of pressure you're putting into the gun in certain places in your hand. Just sort of, you kind of have to figure it out. So you just got to try it and tweak it until you start getting more desirable results.
For sure.
If that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is, this is 4 pasters put together. And what I'm going to do is I will set my grip the way that I want it. I'll put my dot on the target. I'll let you give me a beep. As soon as I hear the beep, I have to pull the trigger quickly. Okay. So it's got to be under a 1/4 second, just sort of as a general rule of thumb. If you're pulling the trigger carefully or more slowly, you're doing yourself a disservice, and it's not, that's not really gonna work for the drill. So pull the trigger fast, and yeah, let's go from there. So I'll just have you give me a beep.
Okay. Stand by. Stand by.
Okay, so what are the times there? Are they under a 1/4 second?
That one was 3-3, but who's counting?
Ooh, that's slow. So let's do it again. That is too slow. Was that actually 33?
Yeah, that last one.
That's really slow.
Here, do me.
I beg your pardon?
And I'm just gonna say the first standby, rest will just be beeps.
Just do me a standby in between each one.
Okay.
And we'll do
however
3.
you want it. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Yeah, okay. So under 0.20 for all of them.
So, and then what I'm looking for is, let's go look at the target. So ideally, I would like all these holes to be nice and tight. So then I would take this and I'd say, okay, I'm gonna change something.
Yeah.
So I'd say do like at least sets of 3 before you start to make changes. So you can sort of see the result. Good?
Yep.
All right, stand by. Stand by. Stand by. All right, let's go check it out. So those were all under that 1/4 second mark. Those were all in the teens, which is good. That's what we want.
Which is interesting.
Okay,
Right.
and that's what you're looking for. So you're looking to be able to pull the trigger really fast while holding the gun still.
Okay.
I'd say there's two most common problems. One is for a right-hand shooter, you're gonna shoot low left. And then the second problem is you're not gonna be able to pull the trigger fast enough. So you're gonna be struggling to break that 1/4 second mark. If you are having trouble making the time, what I would suggest is play around with the pressures in your right hand or your strong hand, whatever, your firing hand, because sometimes if you have a lot of tension in that hand, you're not gonna be able to pull the trigger. You're not gonna be able to isolate your index finger and move it fast enough to meet that time standard. So the next kind of common problem you're gonna see is those low left shots. That's a harder problem to address than the firing hand tension in some ways, because what that means is, I'm sure you've heard this too, Charlie, like it's a big like thing in the
Meme
training.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're slapping the trigger, you're jerking the trigger. That's why you're pulling the shots low left.
Yeah.
The way that I look at it is you don't have, like your right hand has a more dominant position on the gun than your left hand, right? Because you actually get to have your thumb behind the tang here. But if I pull the trigger and I pull the trigger, or I jerk the trigger or slap the trigger with one finger, my one finger is not stronger than my other 9 plus 2 palms. So if my trigger finger is able to influence the entire gun by jerking the trigger and moving the gun low left, I don't really buy it. Either I'm not holding onto the gun with both hands, or just there's something missing there. So
that's interesting. I've never heard it put that way. Because that's yeah.
So what I think is actually happening when you see those people shoot low left, when the gun dips like this, it's not that you're pulling the trigger too hard with your trigger finger.
When it dips like what?
When it dips down, like you're gonna dip low left.
Yeah.
You just pulled the trigger at 10 yards in 0.17, 0.18. That is pulling the trigger as fast as you can. Like, you are not babying the trigger, you're slapping it. But you have a nice tight groove.
Thanks.
Right? Might be the only time you hear me say that, but it's fine. So if you're shooting low left, what is likely happening is you're tensing up these other 3 fingers when you go to pull the trigger. So instead of actually just moving your trigger finger, you're tensing up these other fingers.
The whole hand coming into it.
Yeah, and then what happens is when I tense up, right? Like if you take the gun, you hold it loosely, and then you tense it, the gun is gonna move low left.
That makes sense.
This is something that we're gonna see as we move into the next drill. So our first principle was hold the gun still, pull the trigger fast. Well, now what we want is the second biggest part of our grip is we want to be able to do that, but now we want the gun or the sights on the gun to return to the spot we're aiming at very consistently.
Okay.
Essentially what this drill is going to be is you're going to set it up. I do a little bit of a variation on it. So I think this is Mason Lane's iteration.
We keep talking to each other. Mason Lane?
Mason Lane's iteration of doubles.
Okay.
He has a name for it. I forget what the name's called, but I saw it, I liked it, I tried it, I think it's better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set it up the exact same way that we did the first drill. But then what we're gonna do is you're just gonna pull the trigger twice. So it's a little more complicated than that. You have to keep your vision locked on the spot while you do it. And then you also have to pull the trigger that second time just as fast as you did the first time.
I see.
So setting it up the same way, finger touching the trigger, grip is perfect, dots on the paster, on the beep, it's gonna be 2 shots now.
Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Okay.
That was a terrible demo.
No, I mean, you had a flyer, but that's good. What happened?
So when I see shots going low, I don't love that. So if I'm centering my dot here at that distance with the height over bore, like you'll see some low shots, like I'm not concerned about that. When I start to see shots dip below that, I don't like that, because during the natural recoil cycle of the gun never dips below that point, or where it shouldn't, right? The gun goes up in recoil and then it should return. So what I would do with this is I would make adjustments and figure out why the gun is returning below that point. So for me, I know that when I start to shoot below my point of aim, that I have too much firing hand tension. I'm pushing the gun down.
I see.
Good?
Yep.
All right, stand by.
Oh, terrible.
Stand by. Stand by. Do one more. Stand by.
Rough. Yeah, so you can see a big, this is what I'm looking for. All right, so help me out.
So 2 things that I noticed, right? We were looking at the targets, 1, but then also I was watching the timer and looking at the splits in between. So they were like a little bit slow for what we're looking for. It's like the last one was a 28, the one before was a 27.
All right, let me see if I could run again and see if I can figure out, also you, Mr. Instructor, what can be done.
Pay attention to the, I would say, relax your right hand a little bit.
Okay.
And then put that focus on those bottom 3 fingers on your right hand and really focus on keeping that pressure very consistent.
For sure. I'm gonna tape these up.
Stand by.
The first shot was actually low.
Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by. All right, let's go take a look. So yeah, you were right. So your first shot of the first string was down here.
Yeah.
So likely you tensed up your firing hand as you did so.
I think so. Then I had a really good one.
You did, yeah. You stacked 2 right on top of each other.
And then it was like kind of trash again. But I mean, because what was it before? It was, well, I guess right off the rip, there's no Charlies. It's shrinking a little bit.
Yep.
I feel like. So
So
just
so talk me through what you changed in your grip.
Well, what I did in that grip just there was I usually go like a thumbs forward, so my left hand is pretty torqued. But right now that's putting a lot of stress on the tendon over here, right? And as I'm healing up, it's like I have to find different ways to do it, so I'm not just blasting that injury or like getting set back. So what I did is I feel like it forced me to go from a thumbs forward grip like that, from a thumbs forward, where I feel like the pressure I'm putting in the gun is almost like like a 1 o'clock, if you will. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. And that's how I've always shot. But now it more resembles your grip because I find that there's less pressure on the tendon when I'm like locking it in like this, almost.
Nice.
And I mean, it reduced the group. We could try it one more time as like a science-based thing, see if it actually helps.
Stand by.
Well, that was bad. You see how much I dipped the gun?
Okay, so now what we want to do is, like, this is sort of the last tying it all together. We want our grip to be durable and consistent because we're talking about shooting multiple rounds, shooting throughout a whole stage, however you want to apply that. We want to build our grip. We want to learn what our grip feels like based on those last 2 drills, and then we want to make sure that it's durable and it's consistent.
So how do we do that?
Yeah, so we're going to use the bill drill.
I thought that was just for Instagram.
Bill drills?
Yeah.
They are mostly for Instagram. Now we're incorporating some gun handling stuff. So this is not a video about how to get a fast draw.
Remember when I told him, hey man, like this? Not like this?
This is this version,
Okay.
no? So
No.
we have a draw.
Stand by. 189.
All right, let's do it again.
Stand by. That looked pretty good. 181.
181. Let's do it one more time.
All right, stand by. That group was like tight.
Nice. What was that, 192? Okay.
Not even crazy fast splits, quick draw.
So what you're looking for here is similar things that we were looking for for the last one. So we want to make sure that our grip's durable throughout that whole string of fire, right? And then sometimes what I like to do is I do like to stack the drills on top of each other. So like we shot it 3 times, so it'll like open up more trends. Like I have one over here to the side. That one seems to be an exception rather than the rule, right? So as a whole, I'm fairly happy with the size of this group. If anything, the shots are kind of, so I'm aiming at the A. So the shots are trending a little bit low and to the left.
Okay.
So if I'm diagnosing my target, what I would tell myself to work on is to cue in on the pressure that I'm putting into the gun during like the recoil cycle throughout that whole string.
In your dominant hand?
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
You're getting it.
This is easy, dude. Go to charliecox.com for training, dude.
The reason I like the bill drill too is because you will have enough time to have like conscious thoughts while you're shooting. So you can, what?
If you're that good.
No, like you have roughly 2 seconds to, well, okay. Let's
Yeah,
say
you start seeing it trend right. You can kind of bring it back in.
Yeah, like you have enough time to like talk to yourself, you know, while it's going on. You can be
just
like,
kept going further with it.
throughout like the longer strings of fire, like when we're doing the drills before where it's just 1 shot or 2 shots, it's over with so quickly. With this one, it's like you have about an entire second where you're actually shooting and the gun is recoiling.
I have had that happen where I'm shooting a bill or something like that, and you're conscious of the fact that, oh, it's trending this way. You kind of bring it back.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Stand by.
So that felt really, really slow. My first shot was low. That felt really, really slow.
221.
Yeah, that's the slowest bill drive I've ever done.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Stand by. Okay, 213. So
Whoa,
something
dude.
what it looks like is it seems like you have a lot of tension.
I feel like I have a lot of tension.
It looks like it.
And can you see if it's in right or left?
I don't, are you talking about the,
Here, let me.
I'm just watching like your structure as you're shooting, and it looks like there's a lot of tension in your shoulders and
for
like
sure.
in your biceps, and you're really like
Probably
fighting.
why I got my elbow messed up.
Maybe. So what I would say is like, take the gun out and point at the target. And like go back, okay, because like right now how you're holding the gun.
Was not like I was holding it
Yeah,
before.
like you were like more hunched forward. You were like, there was just like, you could just see the tension.
Yeah, all right.
So what I'd say is try to relax a little bit more. Okay, tension was still there, but it's getting better.
Okay.
So I think the idea behind this is you could then figure out what it is that you need to work on. So if you're saying like, okay, I need to focus on fighting tension throughout longer strings of fire, that would be then like a takeaway point for you. So then you would know that's something that you need to work on.
All right, so obviously this isn't an entire one of those classes, all right, so this isn't an entire class that you have to offer, but just from the shooting we've done, I've learned that as I get back into it now, there's things I didn't know before that I need to focus on, like tension. I always just thought I had computer desk hunch, but no, I guess, yeah, tension, which grip is a big player in that, and it's not just the tension in the shoulders and everything like that, it's a large part of it is tension in the grip from we're seeing the doubles, stuff like that. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I would agree. I think if you can sort of highlight the areas that you're like deficient in when you come out and train, and then you have a specific plan for what you're gonna work on. So when you show up to the range, you have a plan. Like I'm gonna work on drills that are gonna induce tension, and I'm gonna work on staying relaxed while I shoot longer strings of fire.
Okay, so we had originally planned to go over other aspects of shooting and fundamentals, but then we got into this and it was like, oh, just grip alone, there's lots to do. So in the future, if you would be so kind, we're gonna come back and we're gonna visit other fundamentals and drop them periodically. So there's gonna be more parts to this and eventually, hopefully like a playlist. But in the meantime, if you wanna host Sam or if you wanna take one of his classes when you're local, it's whoshotsam.net.
That's right.
That sounds so weird. But if you whoshotsam.net and whoshotsam on Instagram, right?
That's right.
You post videos, tips, tricks.
100%. So yeah, if you want to host me, that's my website. You can reach out, and I'd love to come teach